What if I told you that almost every man, yes, every man, at some point, puts the woman he's with through a test, not with words, not with rules, but through silence, through distance, through moments that make her question everything she thought was real. He pulls away, he stops trying, he acts like she doesn't matter the way she used to. And just like that, the warmth starts to fade. The attention feels colder, the connection feels unsure. And she starts thinking maybe she's the one who changed. Maybe she's too emotional. Maybe she's asking for too much. But the truth is, this isn't about her flaws. It's about his test. There's a saying, a man doesn't ask, he watches. He doesn't speak, he observes. And that is exactly what happens in those quiet, painful moments when you start to feel like you're the only one trying. He wants to see if you'll chase, if you'll fight for his love, if you'll break yourself just to be chosen. He wants to know what you're willing to risk for him, even when he stops risking anything for you. It's like holding a delicate flower in your hand and slowly letting it go just to see if it bends toward you again. That flower is your love, your loyalty, your patience. And when he starts pulling away, when he stops calling, when he becomes distant without a word, he's watching to see if you'll still bloom, even in the absence of his sun. In relationships, this is the moment where many women fall, not because they are weak, but because they love deeply, because they care too much, because they believe that if they give a little more, love a little harder, he'll come back. But this isn't the time to give more. This is the time to pause, to see the test for what it is. Not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of his fear, his pride, his need for control. And now, this is where everything changes. Because the woman he thought would break is about to rise. Not as the girl who waited, but as the woman who finally saw the truth. The truth that she was never meant to chase. She was never meant to beg. She was meant to reign. Beautiful woman, the test is not your burden, it is your awakening. You are not lost, you are learning. You are not fragile, you are powerful. And the moment you stop playing his game, you start living in your truth. And that truth, you are a queen. If this message touched something deep inside you, if it made you feel seen, understood, and reminded you of the strength that's always been within you, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard with every word, every message to bring you the truth, the healing, and the power you deserve. This space is for you because your heart matters, your story matters, and your rise is just beginning. Number 1. He pulls away not to lose you, but to see if you'll chase him. Have you ever wondered why everything starts to feel cold just when you thought things were getting real? Why he suddenly pulls away, goes quiet, becomes distant, right after opening up, after sharing laughs, after holding your hand like it meant something? It's not an accident. It's not confusion. It's a test. He pulls away not to lose you, but to see if you'll chase him. This is the moment where your heart starts racing. You overthink every word you said. You reread the last messages. You wait for his call, but he doesn't call, does he? And now you're left wondering if you did something wrong, if you were too much, too emotional, too soft. But beautiful lady, this was never about you failing. This was about him testing your worth without even realizing it. He wants to see if you will fight harder when he gives less, if you'll break your own heart just to hold on to his. It's the silent game many men play, to measure your reaction, not your love. Because deep down, he doesn't just want to be loved. He wants to feel powerful, and if you run after him while he pulls away, he wins that game. But love is not a game. Your heart is not a toy. You are not here to chase. A man who needs to pull away to see your value was never strong enough to hold it in the first place. Imagine a candle burning bright. When wind hits it, it flickers. But when the wind keeps pushing, the flame either fades or becomes a wildfire. You are not a flicker. You are not a girl waiting in the cold. You're a fire that no man can put out, not with silence, not with distance, not with empty tests. And now, lovely woman, this is where everything shifts. No more running, no more proving, no more questioning your worth just because he chose to play silent. You are not here to chase love. You are here to receive it. Not as a beggar, but as the woman you were always meant to be. You are no longer the one reaching out. You are the one being reached for. You are not afraid to walk away from confusion because clarity lives in your soul. And that clarity says you are worth staying for, not testing. Write this in the comments and claim it. I do not chase. I attract. I reign. Queens, let the world know who you are now. And if this message woke up something deep in your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you real, honest, life-changing lessons. Because your love, your time, and your energy are sacred. Number 2. He creates silence to measure your desperation. Have you ever felt the weight of a silence so loud it drowns out your own thoughts? One day he was calling, texting, reaching for your hand, and the next, nothing, no explanation, no reason, just silence. And in that silence, your heart starts racing, your mind begins to spiral. You check your phone again and again, wondering what you did wrong. But here's the truth he doesn't want you to see. He created that silence on purpose. He's not confused. He's not too busy. He's watching. Watching how you react when his voice disappears, watching if you'll panic, watching if you'll chase. There's a quiet test many men put a woman through, not with words, but with absence. Let me see how much she needs me, he thinks. Let me pull away and watch if she runs toward me. This silence. It's not emptiness, it's control. He wants to measure your desperation. He wants to see if your world crumbles when he steps back. But let me tell you something, his silence is not your cue to beg. His distance is not your fault. And your value has never depended on whether he answers the phone. As the poet Rumi once said, don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure. Right now, the silence hurts. It feels like rejection. It feels like loss. But it is actually your awakening. He thinks he's testing your heart, but he's really revealing his own weakness, his fear of a woman who doesn't break under pressure. A woman who sees through the game and walks away without saying a word. Imagine a candle placed in a dark room. It waits quietly, giving light, offering warmth. But if the wind keeps blowing it out, eventually the room goes cold. The one who took that warmth for granted, he's left in the dark. That's exactly what happens when he tests your patience with silence. He will one day miss the light he tried to dim. This is your moment, not to react, not to chase, but to rise. You are not fragile, you are not desperate, you are not waiting. You are stepping into your power now, the kind of power that does not need noise to be noticed. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My silence is not weakness, it is power. Let it echo through your spirit. Let it remind you that you do not beg for presence, you embody it. We are here, working hard to bring you real, life-changing lessons, because your story matters, your heart matters, and you were never meant to chase. You were meant to reign. Number 3. He tests your patience, hoping you'll lower your standards. Have you ever wondered why he starts doing less, caring less, giving less, just when you thought everything was going well? It's not an accident. It's not because he's too busy or confused. It's a test. He wants to know how much you'll accept. He wants to see if you'll stay quiet when he gives you half of what you deserve. He wants to see if you'll bend, if you'll shrink, if you'll start lowering your standards just to keep the relationship alive. This is not love. This is control wrapped in silence. There's a quiet way some men test a woman by watching how far she'll go to hold on to him. He will cancel plans. He will ignore your messages. He will stop saying the sweet things he used to say. And then he will wait. Wait to see if you call again. Wait to see if you get upset. Wait to see if you stay even when you're hurting. But a love that makes you beg is not love. It's manipulation. As the saying goes, stand for nothing and you'll fall for anything. And if you start accepting less, thinking it's just a phase, thinking he'll come back to the man he used to be, you start losing yourself. A woman's patience is beautiful, but it is not endless. Your kindness is not permission for him to walk all over you. A man who truly values you will rise to meet your standards, not test how low you'll go to keep him. Imagine a beautiful garden. The gardener stops watering it, stops caring for it, just to see if the flowers will still bloom. But without care, even the most beautiful garden fades. That's what happens when you stay silent, hoping he'll change. You start fading. But here's the truth. You were never the one who needed to shrink. He was just too small to handle your strength. This is where your power begins. You are not here to lower your standards to be loved. You are here to be met with equal love, equal effort, and equal respect. You are not asking for too much. You are asking the wrong man. The moment you stop bending is the moment you rise. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My standards are not negotiable. Let the world know that from this moment on, you are done settling, done shrinking, done waiting for a man to grow up. We are here working hard to give you the truth, the healing, and the power to live like the queen you were born to be. Number 4. He plays emotionally distant just to feel more powerful. Have you ever felt the warmth leave the room while he's still in it? He's there, but he's not really there. He listens, but only halfway. He touches you, but it doesn't feel the same. And suddenly, the man who once made you feel like the center of his world starts treating you like an afterthought. It's confusing, it's painful, and worst of all, it feels like you're the one going crazy. But this isn't just distance. This is part of the test. Because sometimes he plays emotionally distant, not because he's lost interest, but because he wants to feel powerful. There's a quote that says, "Power doesn't always speak. It withdraws and watches who follows." And that's exactly what he's doing. He steps back, not to lose you, but to see if you'll lean in harder. He stops giving love, just to see how much you'll give instead. In his mind, the less he shows, the more control he has. And if you start questioning yourself, if you start fighting to feel close to him again, he feels like he's won. That's not love. That's emotional control. Think of a candle in a dark room. When it burns, it brings warmth, light, comfort. But the moment it flickers, the entire room changes. You panic. You reach for it. You do anything to keep it from going out. That's what this kind of emotional distance feels like. He becomes that flickering light, and you start chasing it, fearing the darkness that comes when he pulls too far. But queens, a candle that plays with your peace, is not one worth protecting. You were not made to shiver in someone else's shadow. This is where your power begins, the moment you stop asking why he's cold and start remembering how brightly you can burn without him. Because you are not meant to fight for love with hands that are already bleeding. You are meant to be loved openly, deeply, fearlessly. And if he chooses to test you by pulling away, let him. Because when you stop chasing, he will realize he's no longer in control. And that is the day he will feel your absence like thunder in his chest. Dear woman, he tried to shake you by stepping back, but all he did was give you space to rise. You are not needy, you are not clingy, you are real, and any man who can't handle the depth of your love is not worthy of it. Write this in the comments and claim it. His distance doesn't shrink me, I rise in silence. Let the world hear your strength, queens. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons that help you heal, rise, and reign. Number 5. He watches how you react when he chooses comfort over you. Why does he suddenly pull away when everything feels right? Why does he choose to be around comfort, ease, and distractions instead of standing beside the woman who stood by him through it all? When he picks sleep over your sadness, a game over your tears, silence over your heart, he isn't just making a choice. He's watching how you react, watching if you'll still stay, watching if your love will stretch just enough to fit around his convenience. This is one of the hardest emotional tests a man can give. He doesn't argue, he doesn't leave, he just becomes lazy with your love. He starts treating your presence like it will always be there, and slowly he stops showing up for the moments that matter. Not because he's too busy, but because he's trying to see if you'll settle, if you'll keep loving him the same, even when he's giving you half of what you deserve. There's a quote that says, "Loyalty means nothing if it's not returned." And in relationships, that's the truth too many women ignore. When he starts choosing comfort over effort, distraction over connection, peace over accountability, it's not just a rough patch, it's a test. And you're being asked to shrink, to wait, to carry all the weight alone. Think of a flame burning strong, not too big, not too small, but if no one feeds it, if the wind is too harsh, or if it's ignored long enough, it begins to die out. That flame is your heart, your passion, your presence. And he wants to see if you'll keep burning, even while he brings nothing to keep your fire alive. But you are not a woman who waits in the shadows for his attention. You are not a soul made to be ignored, picked last, or saved for later. This moment, this painful, quiet test, is where the real change begins. Because now you stop trying to prove your worth. Now you start living as the queen you were always meant to be. The kind of woman who never accepts love that feels like a second thought. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am not an option. I am the moment he'll wish he never lost. Queens, we are working every day to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons that help you rise, not just in love, but in every part of your life. Keep your crown high. Your light is too rare to be dimmed for his comfort. Number 6. He pushes you away just to see if you'll still stay. Have you ever looked into his eyes and felt like a stranger? One day he's close, holding your hand, making you feel like you're everything, and the next he's distant, cold, and almost unreachable. It hits you like a storm with no warning. You wonder what changed. You question yourself, your words, your presence. But the truth? He didn't change because of anything you did wrong. He pulled away on purpose, not because he didn't want you, but because he wanted to see if you would still stay when it stopped feeling safe. Sometimes a man pushes a woman away just to test how much pain she's willing to take for love. He raises his voice, closes off, or starts acting like you don't matter. He wants to see if you'll chase him when he turns his back. He wants to know if you'll fight for the connection even while he's breaking it. But this, dear woman, is not love. This is a test, one you were never meant to fail. There's a quote that says, "A man doesn't always break up with a woman. Sometimes he just slowly disappears to see if she'll chase the silence." And that's exactly what happens in relationships when the love becomes one-sided. He pushes, hoping you'll break. But this time, you won't. This time, you stop proving and start remembering who you are. Think of a mountain. When the storm hits, the mountain doesn't move. It doesn't beg the wind to stop or ask the rain to go easy. It stands. That is what you must become. A force he cannot shake, a presence he cannot test without losing. Because now, this is no longer about him. This is about you. You are not the woman who stays where she is tested more than she is loved. You are not the woman who keeps showing up where she's pushed away. You are the woman who rises when the love turns cold. You are the woman who chooses herself, without apology, without fear. So now it begins. The transformation, the return to your throne. Dear woman, this isn't where you break. This is where you become. You were never meant to be tested for your loyalty. You were meant to be treasured for your presence. Write this in the comments and claim it. I do not stay where I'm pushed away. We are working day and night to bring you powerful, life-changing lessons that remind you of who you truly are. Because now your reign begins. Number 7. He lets you give everything just to see if he can give nothing. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to give everything when you love deeply, but how hard it is to realize he's giving you nothing in return? He doesn't say it out loud, but you feel it. You feel it when you're the one always texting first, when you're the one planning, caring, checking in, showing up, while he just shows up when it's convenient for him. And the worst part, he lets you do it. He lets you give and give, just to see how far you'll go, just to see if you'll break before he has to lift a finger. That, right there, is the emotional test many women never see coming. He wants to know just how much love he can receive without having to earn it. He wants to feel important while offering the bare minimum. It's not just thoughtless, it's intentional. He sits back, hands empty, heart closed, and watches you pour everything from yours. He doesn't ask you to stop because deep down, he wants to see if you will ever notice your own value before he does. There's a quote that says, "When you give too much to the wrong person, you lose parts of yourself you never meant to give away." And that's what this test is all about, watching to see if you'll empty yourself for a man who never plans to fill your cup in return. Think of a candle burning slowly in the dark. It gives warmth, it gives light, it gives life to the space around it. But when no one protects it from the wind, when no one shields it, when no one replaces the wax, it burns out. Not because it wasn't strong, but because it was never protected. And just like that candle, your love deserves more than to be used until there's nothing left. Now this is where everything changes, because you are not here to be drained. You are not here to prove your worth to a man who cannot even match your energy. You are not here to keep giving while he keeps taking. You are not here to beg to be loved. You are here to be seen, valued, cherished. You are here to reign. You were never weak for loving too hard. You were strong for trying. But now it's time to be stronger for yourself, Step back, stand tall, and watch how his test becomes his failure. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. I gave too much, but now I give to myself. Like this video and subscribe to the channel because we are working hard every day to bring you real, raw, and life-changing truths. Messages that remind you exactly who you are and what you deserve.